Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics across the interwebs. From me is Tad. Hi,
Going
Tad.
old school again.
Old school. I don't know. Phil has got some other family thing this weekend, and here we are.
Wedding, something.
Weddings. Wedding. God. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's
I
fine.
mean, like responsibilities to other people. I
What
don't
a
know what that shit's about.
what a grown up.
I know.
All right.
I know. I
Well,
know.
I I am here because I care. Unlike
That's right. That's right.
All
You
right.
got your own comic shop and you're here. The Nexus Vault in
Yeah.
Laverne, Minnesota.
Yeah. Listen to this. Magic the Gathering came out with a new set yesterday.
hmm
Okay. I had my best
Magic
yeah,
people can be crazy.
yeah, I had my best day of sales yesterday ever.
Did you sell out of everything new set related?
Pretty pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. So yay, Magic the Gathering releases are a good thing for me. But,
Yeah.
since it's not my cup of tea, I mean, I do know how to play Magic, but,
Well, I mean, that's something.
I mean, I'm not into it like these guys are, right? And
Yeah.
so it's intense.
My brother Peter plays in a Magic League.
Hmm. Uh, so has he been talking about the Secrets of Strixhaven
Uh,
booster set that just came out?
I mean, not with me, but I don't play in a Magic League, so
Yeah, true. But anyway, so yesterday was a great day at the store. I can't wait to see if we sell any more today.
I mean, you don't have much more to sell.
I do have a booster box that I've been holding back, so I
Ah,
do have packs of cards, but I don't have any more collector boosters or commander decks, or they cleaned me out.
yeah. You should see how much that booster box is going for on eBay.
I should.
Uh, so
I
yeah, we had a couple of pieces of comics news. One good, one not as good this week. There's been a new festival organizer named for Angoulême, the Morgaine Group. So they should be on track to be coming back next January. Which Angoulême's one of those cornerstone historic festivals. So like it was a real shame when it had to be canceled this year.
Yeah,
Uh, the not so cool news is there was another round of layoffs at Mad Cave.
that's too
Um,
bad, man. I Mad Cave's stuff that they've been putting out has been great. I love their
yeah,
title.
and
I
and
love their
that's
titles.
that's kind of what's weird is like all indications of their sales have been good.
Hmm.
Um,
I sell a ton of it to myself.
well, yeah. um, but they let go of um Lauren Hitzhusen back in December.
Okay.
That was the Maverick senior editor. Um, they let go of senior editors James Emmett and Chaz Pangburn in this round, as well as Maya V, their marketing manager. Um, with Maya, Lauren, and Maya and Lauren have been laid off, and God, why can't Anna Escalano was my other contact at Mad Cave, and she's now at Skybound. So, like, the three people that I knew at Mad Cave are all gone now.
Oh, oh,
um, So I don't think that's related to to my knowing them. I hope that's
I we hope
not
not.
related to my knowing them.
Good God, you're like JD Vance meeting the Pope, and you're just you.
Please don't yeah, no, we don't want that to be it. Um
Michael's. I'm filling out stuff that I forgot. So, yes, talk amongst yourselves. Here's a topic. Kumquat, neither come nor a clot.
well
Discuss.
I mean we will go into what kind of week has it been, and it's been, I mean, as weeks go,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a less
In
crazy one, I
in
guess.
in the time of Trump,
Right.
this was a
Um,
relatively easy going week.
but
I
but but like that means that that like we did fire the Secretary of the Navy because he wasn't whatever it is that Pete Hegseth is looking for enough. Um, and also because one of the undersecretaries who's been really pushing for let's just call it what it is, more graft, more money from the military budget to go into the hands of various private contractors, didn't think that he was facilitating that fast enough. Um,
Well, yeah, it's crazy. It couldn't be more clear the kind of.
this is the type of place where I uh really kind of uh uh like want way way more um transparency and accountability for military spending,
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
because more and more I'm thinking our military is like our healthcare system. You know, it is the most expensive in the world, but I'm less and less convinced that it's the best.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We're getting robbed here
Right.
for a
Um,
return on investment.
so like even if you're somebody that's bigger on military spending than I tend to be, we're really not getting a return on our investment.
Hmm.
Um, there seems to be an awful lot of bloat in like all of our contracted spending.
Yes.
And it's time for the DoD to be expected to, um,
Pay up.
well,
Or,
pass an
deliver.
audit,
Yeah. Yep.
maybe, maybe
Yeah.
pass an audit.
I agree.
Um, so yeah, that's what kind of week it's been.
It hasn't been
I mean,
anything.
it's so weird that that qualifies as a quiet week.
Yeah. Yeah, because if this had been a different administration, any other administration, that would have been big news that he fired that person.
I
But
mean, like that's been his whole strategy from the get-go. I'm
hmm
gonna do so many completely out there things that it no longer feels out there.
and
That
it's worked.
eventually, when I crime, you'll just call it Tuesday.
Hmm. And that's yes, and that's really what's happened.
President crimed. It was Tuesday.
Typical Tuesday. Trump is in trouble.
No.
Not in trouble. No, that's the wrong word.
Yeah, I was about to say, when has he actually gotten in trouble? The other great thing, um, you know what won't be talked about at the next um big G7 environmental summit?
What?
Climate change.
Oh, that's true.
No, no, it literally isn't on the agenda because the
Really?
United States will be there and they know that they can't talk about it with the United States.
It's so bad. That is ridiculous. Good God. Okay.
Though there has been some information out that like completely inadvertently
Hmm.
Trump has at least globally driven um perhaps the most new green energy initiatives of any US president because going to a dumbass illegal war with Iran and making all of the oil expensive made other countries go, "Ooh, wind, solar, those sound like good things."
Hmm. If the United States says no.
As we just hand over renewable energy dominance to China.
Yeah.
We just handed it to them. I mean, we had it. Trump became president. We said, "Hey, China, you want to be globally dominant in renewable energy because we don't want to anymore.
We
So
want
why
to we
don't
want to
you
screw it up here.
why don't you do that for us?" Um, I mean, yeah, no, like all of the world except the US buys Chinese electric cars.
Yes.
Um, they make a massive amount of the world's solar panels,
Hmm.
etc. Um, so yeah, and like anybody who thinks that they're doing it out of some we need to save the planet doesn't really understand China that well. It's 100%. Ooh, there's money to be made.
Hmm.
Um, which is like what people don't understand about US so-called capitalism is it's not about making money, it's about
Making money for
people,
specific
the
people. Yep.
right people making the money.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Anyway, we have a brand new catalog. So
Which is
why don't
which is
we
crazy
talk?
because we went through that last one quickly, but it wasn't. It felt really quick, but
Yeah.
uh,
So
we'll talk about some books.
let's talk some new to order comics. You want to lead us off?
No, because I didn't pull up the did I change that one or what?
Yeah, that one should have been up. That was one of the first ones you picked, Tyler.
The Doom
Man,
one?
what?
You're talking about the challenges of Doom, Mr.
Yeah,
Fantastic? This is
yeah.
weird. I don't have it. Hold on. This will just be a second. It'd take me two
You're
seconds.
just
Ah,
Tyler's all unprepared, trying to
seriously.
multitask because he's
Okay.
got like a store and he
I'm
needs to put in orders.
doing it all at the same time. All right.
And he's got, I think, a kid walking behind him.
No, that was Peggy.
Okay.
That was Peggy. All right. Doctor Doom.
Well,
This
she should be happy. I just called her a kid.
This is the Challenges of Doom, Mr. Fantastic #1. Doctor Doom clashes with the Marvel Universe again, an epic series revealing pivotal confrontations between Doctor Doom and Marvel's greatest heroes. Dive into the intense rivalry between Doom and Mr. Fantastic as young Victor Von Doom faces Reed Richards in a battle of minds. Discover the secrets that ignite their legendary feud and the fateful events leading to Doom's transformation into the infamous supervillain. This bi monthly series is packed with drama, suspense, and relentless pursuit of power, spotlighting the true challenges that test Doom's genius and resolve. Al Ewing and Mike Henderson craft a tale of triumph and torment that will shed a whole new light on the world's greatest supervillain. This has got a final order cutoff of June 1st coming up and will be on sale July 1st. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, the
You,
next one is
you get two
also
in a
a
row.
yes. That's how I like it. The Foundry by Mike Mignola and Robertson with illustration by Christopher Mitten. Meet the Queen's own secret agency that investigates the paranormal and the mysterious. Characters from the Witchfinder and the British Paranormal Society join together in this adventure series where they traveled the world over seeking out supernatural powered technologies and the stories of the civilizations that harness them for good and for evil. Longtime Hellboy universe writer Chris Robertson and fan favorite Christopher Mitten reunite for this series that will take readers around the world and hopefully back again. Final order cutoff of July 6th and will be in shops August 12th from Dark Horse.
All right, now you're finally going to give me a turn. I've been waiting for this book forever, and thankfully don't have to wait a couple more months because Liam was kind enough to hook me up.
That's awesome.
Starhenge, Book Two, A Kiss for Atticus. Amber, Daryl, and Merlin appear to be stranded in strangely familiar realms without any real sense of who they are or how they got there. Will they be able to find each other and solve the mystery of their surreal captivity? This is a final order cutoff of June 8th, in stores July 1st. Finally, book two of the Starhenge saga. I love these books so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to check it out and get it in
Yeah, yeah.
shop.
And his daughter Matilda did a great cover
Mm-hmm.
too. I like Matilda's covers. I get to do two in a row because you did two in a row. So
Fine, fine, go ahead.
I'm gonna do Vampirates #1, which includes a glow in the dark variant cover. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I gotta get
Uh,
that. I love that. I love that kind of marketing stuff where I'm like,
uh,
it's just weird.
Bad Idea is actually doing a bunch of glow in the dark ones coming
That's
up.
awesome. That's awesome.
Um, from Fred Van Lente and Luca Pizzari. Through the darkness of the 1,000-year eclipse, they sail, seeking adventures, treasure, and blood. In a world ruled by vampires, Empress Nera of the Night Isles has always cared more for sword fighting and carousing than ruling. But when she escapes a vicious coup by stowing aboard the VMS Abyss, a pirate ship run by the mysterious Captain Akeo, she gets more than she can handle of both. She must rise through the ranks of the vampirates from lowly swab to queen of the sea night, so the oceans will run red with her vengeance. Uh, Final order cutoff is May 18th, in stores on July 8th. Oh, wow. I go
Uh,
three in a row
you
now.
go. I was just gonna say, you go next. We're going into graphic novels, but
Three in a
this
row.
this one is you.
Yeah, a Confederacy of Dunces, a graphic novel adaptation of the John Kennedy O'Toole Pulitzer Prize winning classic uh, set in the French Quarter of 1960s New Orleans. This cult classic satire follows unforgettable misfit Ignatius J. Riley as his misadventures ricochet from hot dog carts to Bourbon Street and collide with the city's politics, vice, and absurdity. A wildly outrageous, darkly hilarious portrait of America, still razor sharp and painfully relevant, reimagined in stunning visual form for lifelong fans and new readers. Um, and Albert Montes was involved in the adaptation of Slaughterhouse Five. So I have high hopes that it will be Oh, so good. Um, oh, it looks like there's a special edition hardcover of Slaughterhouse 5 coming in October. Ooh, ooh, look at that. Anyway, um, this is Final Order Cutoff June 29th in stores on September 29th.
Next up is Penelope's Escape from the Platypussery trade paperback. This is a historical fiction about an unusual heroine. In 1957, Penelope the Platypus successfully escaped the Bronx Zoo and her destined male Cecil with the help of some unlikely allies. Throughout their adventure, Penelope and the readers realize the power that comes with reclaiming your agency. Final Order Cutoff is June 29th. Will be in shops um, July 22nd. This is Ariana Irwin and Prenzi from Maverick. Let's see what else is who's
I think
next.
you go two in a row this time.
Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. I love that title, by the way.
Have you read
That
it?
Oh yes, oh yes.
It's
I'm
crazy.
I think we're on issue 3 right now.
Yeah.
So the trade's coming out from Fred Kennedy and art by James Edward Clark. This is a no-nonsense federal agent and a lone wolf cop chase down a brutal drug lord in a flooded amusement park swarming with blood-crazed hippos and cutthroat mercenaries. Disco Hippo Wonderland is the #1 amusement park in Flamingo City, but few realize its corpulent owner, Jans Mayor Discow, is about to release the most potent drug ever created, Coke 445. Fortunately for humanity, Agent Clark Nebraska is on the case. She'll track down Discow come heck or high water. That was the plan until her undercover agent, Tico Senokoza, was captured. And before she can rescue him, Miguel, Tico's sexy loose cannon of an older brother, beats her to the punch, storming into the park with bullets flying. Discal panics, dumping the Coke 45 into the hippo enclosure and letting them loose on the park before fleeing into the Wonderland's tunnel network. Nebraska's plans are totally off the rails, and things get worse when a marijuana smoke fueled hurricane drowns the park in torrential rain. Now it's up to Nebraska and Mikael to create an uncomfortable truce to bring Discow down before he escapes. Whew. That will be Final Order Cutoff of July 6th and will be in shops July 29th from Mad Cave.
All right. My favorite limited series of last year. FML from Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez. Riley is a teen that sketches out his heavy metal future with a ballpoint pen between monster movies and band practice. But musical stardom needs to compete with high school. The temper of former Riot Girl mother, the morbid obsessions of a goth sister, and the eccentricities of bandmates that threaten to drive him and everyone around him insane. The balance gets harder after a ritual during a party in Portland's Park causes him to wake up one day and discover that the creature's witchcraft and metal world he's obsessed with may be a bit closer to home than he preferred. This is a final order cutoff of June 15th with a September 29th release. Uh, so good. I love me some Kelly Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Final
Okay.
order cutoffs for the week of May 4th. We have the Halloween Boy, Volume 1, Last of the Halloween Boys from Dave Baker at Oni Press, out on May 27th. It's Jeff, brand new week, #1 from Kelly Thompson, Guru, and Goodman Yamada, out from Marvel on June 3rd. Lucky Devils from Charles Soule, Ryan Brown, out from Image Comics on September 16th. Record Journey Volume 1 from Ryoshiro Kazuka at Titan Comics, out on May 27th. Skate Ali #1 from Sam Humphries, Kelly Sue Comics, and Natasha Bustos, out from Dark Horse on June 10th. Superman Father of Tomorrow #1 from Kenny Porter and Danny Earls out from DC on May 27th. And the Zdarsky Comic News 18 Months I Can't Get Back.
I love that
The,
title.
the collected edition from Zdarsky out on June 24th.
Do you,
Crowdfunding.
yeah, you do
Go ahead.
crowdfunding and I'll do Humble Bundle. How's that?
Okay. Crowdfunding, we've got the comic staple from Tiffany Babb on Kickstarter through May 1st. The Forgotten Five from Alex Segura, Sarah Century, Pat Kennedy, Dean Kotz, Noon Pain Productions, also on Kickstarter through May 11th. Runaway to the Stars from Jay Eaton at Iron Circus Comics on Kickstarter through May 14th. Stephen Frank's Complete Palomino from Dark Planets Comics. The Kickstarter has gone live and is running through May 15th and still launching sometime soon in the future. But we've talked to many of the players involved. The Forgotten Divine, Mark Russell, Russ Braun at Ahoy Comics on Kickstarter sometime very soon.
Great. We got some Humble Bundles that are still going on. Many of we've talked about before. Well, all of them we've talked about before. The
No,
collected,
one's new.
okay, the collected peanuts, $25, guys, gets you 43 items. That's huge. This is
Gets you
go,
every Peanuts comic ever.
yeah, this goes to the Canine Companions, and it has now been extended through April 30th. So you have a whole another week to go. Um, the Boys, the grand finale, for $18, you will get 13 items. This money will go towards the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. And
And
it's
those 13 items do represent all of the boys.
correct. Yes, you get everything. And that is April 30th as well. The Valiant Classic Omnibuses. This is what I want to get. This is $18, you guys. Seven you get 7 items, but
But they're big, thick
they're
phone book
ma they're
omnibuses.
massive. I'm
And
going
I say phone book, we should point out humble bundles are generally digital,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. I- if it was a printed copy, it would be massive.
it'd be about a
Um,
thousand pages.
hmm Okay. And the last one up that I just lost my place. Oh,
Two
not
more.
last one. We got two more. Strange Romance is out from Image Comics. This is $18. This is a big one. You get $18 for 59 items, which includes Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, Love Everlasting, Saga, Sex Criminals, and like a ton more.
Right.
It's awesome. This is going towards Book Industry Charitable Foundation. Um, and that is running through May 7th. And then now the last one. This one is one you shouldn't miss because you get the most bang for your buck, really. The complete Terry Moore for a minimum of $16, right? You can go higher, but $16 gets you 54 items. And that will go towards the World Central Kitchen. They've have that running through May 15th. So you got about 2.5 weeks to go on that
Unless it
one.
gets extended. But yeah,
Yeah, unless it gets extended. But
because this one just went live.
yep, yep.
Um, but yeah, no, that's literally all of the Terryverse. So
Hmm.
Strangers in Paradise, Rachel Rising, um,
Cereal, like we talked about.
Serial, Motor Girl. Why can't I remember the nuclear bomb one?
I don't remember either. I can go
Echo,
look. Echo.
Echo.
Yep. Yep.
Um, yeah, it's yeah.
Because I'm
Get
on.
you some Francine, Catchu, and all of the wonderful other characters that make
Let
up
Let me just
the
click on
Terryverse.
if you put in $40, that's what they've got on here. Let's click 40. Let's see what we get. Or does you get everything for the 16? Yeah, because
You
you
get
can get.
everything for the 16.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you get more. No, you just help the community. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
I shouldn't say just help the community. Like
I mean, World Central Kitchen's like worthwhile,
charity, yeah. Yeah. Uh
for that matter,
yeah.
sending money towards Terry Moore is a good thing.
Yeah, then
Uh,
Terry Moore can make more comic books.
and it's right. That's right. There were a bunch of good comics this week, and I
Hmm.
didn't read as many of them as I would have liked because it was a busy week. Um, but
But
I'm gonna highlight three that stuck out. Uh, oh, well, we should have said three amazing books this week. We're
yeah,
so bad at like separating our podcasts. Like, if we ever
you.
wanted to actually do like bumpers and real editing, it'd be such a pain in the ass. Um,
So,
we'd have to
your number one.
completely work on our professionalism.
Hmm. Which I think is the charm of the show that we don't have any. Um,
I do too. Yeah.
your first pick, Ted, was one of my favorites this week. I pumped it on my pod or my Facebook and Instagram.
It was so good.
It was really good.
I
Go
mean,
go
like
ahead.
here I go. Penny and the Yeti by Jimmy Gasparo and Amber Aiken. I have my kids comic, not even like YA. This is like middle grade and
Oh,
arguably low middle grade at that. Um,
yes, but it was good. My daughter loves it. I'm so
and
excited.
it's not dumb to them.
No.
It deals with some tough issues that kids have to deal with, or at least a lot of kids have to deal with. And even if you don't have to deal with it yourself, you have friends that do, and does so without making it feel like you're telling kids that like their emotions or confusions or hopes or dreams are silly. Um,
Hmm.
like you can go listen to my discussion with Jimmy and Amber for a full rundown, but like it's centered on what, a 7-year-old whose parents fight a lot,
Correct. Yep.
you know. Uh Powers 25, number 8, Brian Michael Bendis, Michael Avon Oming. What more can I say about Powers 25? It's just like a warm hug every time I read it, as well as being like the fantastic crime story, whatnot. But like Powers has been part of my life for so long that it's nice to have new stuff uh coming out again. Um and then Peril of the Brutal Bark, an Ezra Kane mystery, number 3. Condon and
I
Phillips. Anybody not reading Jacob Condon or Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips,
you did a
like, where
portmanteau
have
there.
you
You were
been for the last 6 years?
portmanteau right where you ate Chris Phillips.
Yeah.
You just combined
Yeah.
them.
Right.
Uh,
No, Jacob Condon, Chris Phillips, where have you been for the last 6 years? That's all I have to say to anybody who's not reading anything either one of them does, but especially anything they do together.
And this Peril Dark, or this the Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery is really good.
Oh, yeah.
I've been enjoying it. I'm not a fan of the painterly style covers. I don't think they fit with the story, but I really do enjoy it. The story is
Yeah.
amazing.
So, yeah. Tyler,
Yeah.
since Phil's not here, why don't you take a walk?
All right. Well, what I did with this week is I picked four things that I feel like are heavy hitters this week, right? So when we talk about the baseball analogy, these are my heavy hitters. Zatanna has a new series coming out with
So
from
it'd be like Dansby Swanson hitting a 2-run triple and then a 2-run homer in the late innings to beat the Dodgers last night.
I Love Sports. Go Sports. Oh man, you have to call me out like that. Jubilee Deadly Reunion number one from Gene Yang and Michael YG Yig from Marvel. And then new
It
Swamp.
might actually just be Michael YG since it's both capitalized.
Okay. And Swamp Thing 1989 number one from Rick Veitch and Michael Zulli and Vince Locke from DC Vertigo, I should put on that. And then Final Boss, Masked Vigilante from number one from Tyler Kirkham and Leon Govender from Image. Those are four things that I think are going to be big titles this week.
I don't know if I'd have them quite in the order that you had them, but I
I
agree.
they're not in any order. Those are.
Okay,
I
that's
was
fair.
thinking if I was a walk, you know what I mean, in baseball, I'm like that's where I was going with this.
Okay.
But
Three wild pitches. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
all
Or
right,
four wild pitches. Yeah, that
yep,
makes sense.
okay.
All over the
Uh,
place, just a bit outside.
yeah, it was. They've been all over the place. That's what they are. Loosely tied together as. Anyway, I don't know what Phil normally does for that, but
I don't think Phil knows what he normally does for that.
okay.
So,
Um,
I mean, it works out.
okay, okay. Well, that's
Works
what
out.
that's what I've come up with.
We're we're copacetic, dude.
Okay.
Copacetic.
All right. And
That was
then
actually a word in a song back when we were kids.
Copa said,
You
"Yep,
just don't get it.
uh,
Keep it
keep it
copacetic, and
copacetic."
then it
I
just.
loved Local H
I do too.
with, oh man, still do.
And Local H is local to me, so I've seen them
They
a few times.
they are, man.
Yeah.
Would you like me any better if
If
I
I was
was
any
any
better.
better? Yeah, that was funny. Um, let's go on to our One Piece race. Let's talk about how we're
Hey,
doing.
hey, I am on an island, punk something that half of it is like air and lava and half of it is ice and snow
Mm-hmm.
and Luffy and crew are trying to get from the fire side to the ice side to save Nami and couple Nami and Chopper and Sanji.
Yeah. Yep.
Um who are also trying to save some kids. So, all sorts of stuff going on,
All
just
good
like
things. All good
always
things.
in One Piece
Yeah.
as we continue our ventures into the new world. Um, yeah, I like I said, I had time get away from me, um, but I did get in like a little bit more than half a volume this week and
That's
enjoyed
that's
it.
awesome because I have gotten into a little um other manga from our old friend Urasawa.
Which one?
Naoki Urasawa wrote a little series called Billy Bat that
Oh,
I am starting to get into.
well, Billy Bat is getting a new release soon.
Great, great. Yep, that's why it spurred my attention a week or two ago when I saw that. And
Yeah.
then Asadora is our ongoing one that we're
Oh, I
still
love
reading.
Asadora.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We haven't gotten a volume in a while.
No, I'm gonna have to check up on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, um, I am very excited to get back into One Piece. I'm finally rounding a corner with my crazy, crazy schedule where I'm getting a handle on things where I can fit in um leisurely activities, you know.
What?
Woo! um, but instead of Phil has read nothing this week, I Tyler has read nothing this week.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Does that
what
mean you also didn't read Copra round four?
I did read Copra. I definitely did.
Okay, some great
Uh,
responsibility here. Copra round four.
yeah,
Oh,
it was good. Talk about a psychedelic trip, man.
the artwork just like, particularly given that like he describes it as like working fast to he like I want to say he challenged himself to be Kirby-esque.
Correct.
So like just get it out, get it out, get it out. And it's just so um
Okay, so let me put it this way. If round three was the deep breath where we get a little bit of like character backstory and that kind of stuff, round
right.
four is like the heart attack that happens right afterwards.
Yeah.
So if you were, oh, good, we get a breath because like volumes one and two were action packed, right? stories of reminiscent of the Suicide Squad. And then round three tapered off into getting some look at the characters, a lot of character development. And round four is just like, boom, we're right back in it. This trade
Yeah.
is issues 19 through 24. And Michael Fife is just like
Mm.
cranked up to 11, really,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
tension, with everything. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. Psychedelic is what I had said, but it's suspenseful. It's crazy. Um,
We got some intrigue going on,
it's an
you know.
international kill list
Right.
where things go bad quickly. Uh,
Right.
and then it really zooms in on like two specific characters, Lloyd and Flo.
Right.
Um, so we finally get to understand what Lloyd's like revenge is all about. But
Mm.
I
This is
I
this is where the two of us being so tired and not having a third voice to like
yeah.
kick stuff around makes it hard.
Yeah. Oh, but the nice thing is if you see it out in the wild, it's got a bright yellow cover, so you can't miss it.
Yeah. Um, I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I mean, like, it's really impressive the way Fife mixes character development with kinetic energy and action, you know, like uh, I actually see that now it's starting to come back to me because what we really got here was Copra is this we'd already known that Copra was this like classified government agency deniability whatnot. What we hadn't known previously, but we shouldn't be surprised by because U.S. um is that they're not the only one. So they're in competition with another,
yeah.
so I mean, it's
Yeah.
essentially spy versus spy, only theoretically they're kind of on the same team, except they don't play that way,
They
which
don't
is
want they don't want to see it that way.
right.
Right. So you've got this to me is the payoff for we're talking about if this is a good revenge story.
Mm.
Round four is the payoff round because we get to see where it really, pays off.
Yeah, it's gonna, this feels like a turn, and I'm
This
really
is a game
interested in
changer.
where 5, 6 go
Yeah,
from here.
for sure.
Um,
I
yeah,
agree. The tone is definitely the intensity for this is definitely ratcheted up from three, and I
right.
keep giving
I mean, it's almost
different analogies.
like 1 and 2 are, or one is let's establish the characters as agents.
Yeah, yeah.
2 is let's give you a deeper establishment of the world, essentially by taking you off world. We're going into our pan-dimensional space, and by doing that, like establishing more of like the universe this exists in. 3 is let's see them all when they're not at work.
Right.
Uh and 4 is like, oh, break's over.
Yeah.
And now we're getting into it. But it's all done in a way where you don't feel like it's this meandering.
No,
It's,
no, no. It's
yeah,
not it's not meandering at all. It's just like, oh, we're gonna take a break here, and then now at volume four, we're like, cool, you had a little breath, good. Now we're gonna put the battery charger to your nipples. Here we
right,
go.
right. You thought you could breathe.
Yeah, it's really good. I didn't know I wanted to read Copra. You know what I mean? And then
I
now,
did.
and
I
then
both knew that I wanted to read Copra and that you wanted to read Copra. Um, I was just late to the game, and you were even later to the game.
Do you remember like same thing with Concrete when you had us reading
Yeah.
Concrete? It was like, oh, I should have been reading this. You know what I mean? Why didn't I know
hmm
about this?
hmm
Um, yeah.
Well, I mean, welcome to my world. That's how I feel every month on the Milestone Book Club.
Do you? Is it
It's like,
all?
how the fuck did I miss this when it was coming out?
I wasn't really aware of any Milestone comic books when they
No,
were
we
coming
lived
out.
in white towns.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
probably weren't even in our comic shops, which is just terrible because every once in a while we'll pull up what came out the same month this milestone book we're talking about
Yeah.
came out, and it's like, okay, there's a Sandman, there's a Preacher, and there's a lot of crap.
I know. Yeah. Preacher, that was what I was reading during that time. When that was coming out, I was reading that. I was getting Sandman. I was getting a lot of those Vertigo titles. I was on top of them. But
But no, I mean we're talking early end of Sandman and Preacher. So like when you're saying you're on top of Virgo titles, that no, you weren't because they're not the ones that you know.
oh
They
no,
had it
those are the
established. We're
those are the
talking like
early.
94, 95.
Oh no, I'm talking like 5 years later.
Yeah, no, no. Like
Okay.
like like the milestone stuff is like 93, 94, 95, 96.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, during that time in town here, we had a very small comic shop called The Dugout, and it was a hole in the wall. Um, Parents hated it because drugs were coming in and out of there all the time.
Of
Um,
course. What
anyway,
else would you have at a comic shop?
and then uh so anyway, I just had limited access to things that were not Marvel or DC.
Yeah, that
I
was pretty
mean,
much.
or DC
I mean,
proper, a DC proper, right?
right.
Milestone
I
is
mean,
one
and
thing, but like,
that to me is like the real crime is that they were distributed through DC. They had crossovers with DC, and DC didn't then and doesn't now promote them at nearly the level that they should. Um, so
okay,
uh,
do you think this newest attempt at jump starting Vertigo again, do you think it's going to take this time?
well, I mean, Vertigo took for a long time before it went away, so I don't know that it's a take this time.
So, about a few years ago, there was an attempt to relaunch Vertigo that went like two book. I mean, like it had like two or three titles and then just kind of
That
fizzled.
wasn't I mean, Vertigo hadn't actually gone away at that point.
I'm trying to think of
Um,
the
it,
titles that
it,
I'm
it
thinking
was
of,
more
but
like a soft relaunch. Yeah, you had some Josh Williamson stuff and some Gail Simone stuff. It was much more of a soft relaunch,
okay.
because it had never gone away. So it was kind of like the dying throes. It was like the yeah, we know Shelley left and we know, young animals over and uh the Fables is all done and we don't have any flagship titles, but we're gonna keep calling it Vertigo for a while. But it was just kind of
I mean,
there.
they didn't know they wanted to do the Vertigo Black Label, DC Black
Right,
Label. It was
right,
during that whole Black Label introduction.
right. Um, yeah, and that was the other thing. They were taking traditionally titles that had been labeled as Vertigo in trade paperback and making them Black Label, and
Yep.
um so I mean really I view that period not as an attempt to relaunch Vertigo as much as I view it as the death knells of the original Vertigo.
Okay.
Um
So you see this as the
as
relaunch.
really the first Vertigo relaunch. And I think it's going strong so far, and they haven't even gotten 100 bullets.
No.
100 bullets is in this catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the first title that's a direct tie-in to old Vertigo
There's 100
is in
bullets, yeah.
is in this catalog. Um, so I think it's a strong opening. Um,
Right on.
Comics have been weird lately. We
Yeah,
seem to we seem to be going superhero centric again.
I
Uh,
know. I
as
Man,
as
I'm
as
pushing the
budgets
indies as hard
contract.
as I can. Yeah.
I mean, it drives me up the wall that when people's budgets contract, they cut out the books that they're actually going to read rather than the ones that are their completest.
That's just it. Completist means like,
Right,
well, if I gotta cut some out, I can't miss Amazing Spider-Man. I've collected it for
right,
400 issues.
right,
I can't let that go.
right.
So,
I mean, that's essentially exactly what it is.
yeah.
Um,
All
so
right. Well, that's our
anyway,
take on Copra round four. We'll be back for round five next week, I think, right?
yeah, with any
Jeff?
luck, Phil will be back and he can juice the conversation a little.
Oh, I don't think it needed it. We did okay.
We did okay. Okay, we did all
Yep.
right.
All right. Let's go into three books we hope will be spectacular.
This was a even though it's a fifth week and a light week, it was tough to like. So quick shout outs for New Space Age, Feral, Oddballs Odyssey, Roots of Madness, Wrestle Heist, and the Warbird Zero issue.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going with Exploit #2 from Lauren Hudson, Tim Leong, and Amelia Pina at Mad Cave. Is Ted Okay #3 from Dave Chisholm at Mad Cave, and The Exorcism of at Buckingham Palace #2 from Hannah Rose May and Kelsey Ramsey at IDW. I'm also going to give a quick shout out to because I have a copy of this already. The Marvel Creator Collection, the first volume, Back to the Savage Land from Barry Windsor Smith at Fantagraphics. Oh my God, it's beautiful. These like Fantagraphics often collects like they collect stuff like with an artist focus. So like
Mm-hmm.
um I've barely bothered to read any of this, but I've spent hours just looking at the pictures.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to check it
That
out.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Um
So skip your
Barry
collection.
Windsor Smith did some really impressive.
Skip your number five there, because I'm going to talk about that book in my trade waiter.
Well, no, I wasn't actually going to mention any of the rest. I
Okay.
was done. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Phil's all new giant size trade waiter slash graphic novel pick
Which
slash
is Tyler's this week.
Tyler's this week. I'm going with Nerd Inferno, the essential Evan Dorkin. Milk and Cheese was one of my favorite, just raunchy, like weird, fun cartoons that became kind of an underground sensation for Evan. And Nerd Inferno is kind of all of the essential Evan Dorkin stuff. I'm very much looking forward to that. So, have you checked it out yet? Or
I
you
have
haven't?
not.
Okay.
I haven't gotten a Dark Horse doesn't send me as much stuff. I need to get on there a better mailing list for them.
Hmm.
Working on it.
Okay.
We're
Because
gonna I have certain publishers that send me all sorts of stuff and other publishers that I'm not special to yet.
It's funny because I have to get more chummy with publishers so I can get more free stuff for the store. Because
Yeah,
I don't right now. What I get is stuff that the company sends out to all of their retailers for
right.
advertisements and what have you. But shortly here, I'll be opening my box of inventory, and I'm sure I'm going to have this book inside. Is the Evan Dorkin book? So I'm very excited to
Right.
unbox it here shortly.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
all righty.
Hey, that was quick and concise today. Look at
I
us.
know. I know. Every once in a while.
Yeah, we got it in it. You know what? It was because you did your new books from the list that I gave you access to, and it was a little faster. And then we both got up today and just picked our stuff and got moving.
Well, and yeah, so we got started faster, but also like we can thank the Trump administration for just not giving us anything worth talking about.
Thank you. Yes, that is exactly right.
I mean, I don't really want to thank them because I feel like they actually gave us things worth talking about, just like not on the Trump scale of things worth talking about.
Right, 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 right. That's funny. Oh man.
Have you watched any of the uh Saturday Night Live UK?
No,
Oh, it's so good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah. And like I mean it's weird like the places that they'll go that we don't really go stateside.
Hmm.
Particularly because like it's an over the air show. Like there was a great joke about like they're talking about Andrew Mountbatten and like other Epstein people are wondering if he can keep his mouth shut. His new cellmate is hoping that he won't be able to.
Yeah. Oh, funny. Well, I'm gonna jump off. I
Uh,
gotta use the restroom, so.
Sounds good. So take us out.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you after the next page. Later.